Hello, neighbors. So as our team continues to roll out what our top priorities are going to be to the community, one thing that has come up over and over again is the issue of trust. Right now, the county government doesn't have trust from the community. We've all been burned so many times. Despite hearing the right words, we don't always see the right policy and action in place. So transparency is a huge issue that we're going to address. And we're going to address it radically. It's so important that we're present as an organization and as a community consistently, so that folks in the community know who to go to. They know where the buck stops. They know who to address when there are problems that need addressing. And building that trust with the community is something that is extremely important to me and the rest of my team. And that's how we're going to do it. Too many times I've spoken with community members who just become aware of important initiatives or measures after they've already been passed. And that's a failure of communication. The county can say, oh, we have a website here that announces XYZ. If they do any research, it will be very obvious. There's almost no engagement with that website in the community. So what's the next step? It isn't to leave the community ignorant. It's to engage. It's to educate and communicate when important things are coming up so that we have an opportunity to speak to them. It's very disconcerting to see things getting passed by consent agenda, discussed behind closed doors that have a real impact on the lives of the people in our community. And that's something that I want to do away with as much as possible, with deep communication between the supervisor's office and the community itself. That means being present. That means having an open door policy that means something. When you open the door, there has to be someone behind it, not an empty office. And that's what's going to be different about how we approach connecting with the community as supervisor. My plan is to bring to the supervisor's office what I want to see in the supervisor's office as a member of the community. I want a supervisor who's present, who's there, who cares and shows it through action, not just through words. And I have a saying that I share with my kids all the time, that we aren't what we think we are what we do. So all the pretty words in the world don't matter if your actions, don't back those words up. And I plan on doing for the community and not just talking about it. And I really think by approaching things with this kind of transparency that we can come together and work on things as a community in a way that's much more effective than what we're seeing right now. We can be proactive instead of responsive. Right? We can prevent tragedies instead of experiencing them. And we have a lot of opportunity when we come together as a community to lift things up. And I'm extremely hopeful for our future. We've gone through a lot of change. We've experienced a ton of change these last few years with all of the things that we've endured and survived. And I would like to get us past surviving and into thriving again. And government doesn't have to be an impediment. It can be a helper. And that's its duty. I want our government to do its duty, to be there for its citizens and to make the necessary changes so that we're prepared, so that we're acting and not reacting. Our best days are in front of us, not behind us, especially if we come together as a community. Well, thank you again for watching or reading, depending on how you're coming across this particular message. I would love if you would join us at bridgingthemountain.com. That's the website for our campaign, and we'll be posting all kinds of news, all of these videos, and community events where we can have an opportunity to connect with each other, get to know each other better, and hopefully we'll move forward as a community and do great things together as well. All right, well, thanks again. I'll see you soon.